Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's match day 11 in a Liga, and we are here to make our prediction. It is going to be another set of exciting games. Quite surprising and shocking results have been happening since the last week. Auxerre winning 4-0 against, and that was quite a big one. Onjo defeating Monaco 1-0. That was quite a huge result for them, and that has sort of helped PSG, in making a gap between them and the other two teams behind them in Marseille and Monaco. They have a 6 point gap PSG, so they would hope that continues. It's a very important set of games as well, because this is the last set of games before the international break. The teams are going to go to the international break, and they would hope that before going going for their international duties, they go on a high. They don't leave their camps on a low and with a defeat. So all the teams are going to be extra motivated in this game, and I think we are going to have another good weekend in Liga. So let's go ahead and make our predictions. The first game, it is Auxerre, Marseille versus Auxerre. It is a second versus a 10th. And now Marseille, they started the season really good. They are 6 points behind at the moment from PSG. They are second in the team. Monaco are on level on points with them. They won last weekend a 2-1. It was a very good win, an important win for Marseille, because they had sort of lag behind the top two. So they really needed that win, and they got it. It was an important win from them. They are playing against an Auxerre side who are doing really good. Like a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, if I'm being very honest with you, like people were thinking of mentioning them in those relegation battles and all that sort of talking. But right now, the last 3-4 weeks, they have been amazing. They are undefeated in the last 3 games, and they are doing really good, and they would hope that they can continue with their amazing performance. Last weekend they destroyed the Rennes in that 4-0 victory at their home stadium. But the thing is, they are going away at Marseille. It is going to be a tough game for them. And Marseille, if they know that if they really want to catch a PSG and they don't want the gap to increase even further, they need to win a game like this no matter what happens. And I think it is going to be the result of this game as well. I think Marseille are gonna go ahead and get the result. And unfortunately for Auxerre, who have sort of built a momentum and trying to get away from those relegation places, I think this game is going to be too much for them. I think Marseille being at home as well, it is going to give them a special advantage in this game. I think it will be an interesting game and exciting game, and Auxerre are gonna really gonna fight for it. But I think in the end, Marseille are gonna go ahead and get the win. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Marseille. Moving on to the next game, it is Strasbourg versus Monaco. It is a third. It is at 11th versus third. And now both these teams are really in a downward spiral. Both these teams have suffered shock defeats last week. Strasbourg, they lost to Saint Etienne. Monaco, they lost to Angers. Like nobody saw that coming. So both of these teams would want to get back to winning ways. Strasbourg, they have lost 2 out of their last 3 games. So there is a lot of inconsistency from them, and they want to get back to winning this. And as I say, it was quite a shocking defeat for them last weekend. But they are playing against a Monaco side who had a great start to the season. 7 games, and they were after the 7th game, week 7, they were at the top of the table. Then they drew, and the last 2 weeks have been disastrous for them. They're losing 2 in a row, especially losing against Angers, and being at home as well. Like that was such a shocking defeat for Monaco. They know they need to get back there. The gap has already been made by PSG, 6 points gap, and they cannot afford to make it even a bigger gap, and they cannot let PSG get far away from them, and they have to win it. And I think this is the type of game that it is going to be a real test of character for Monaco's manager and Monaco's player. Can they get back and get a win in this game? I just think the way that they have played this season, I think they are going to be able to get the win. I think it will be a very close game, but I think Monaco are gonna go ahead and get the win. I think it will be a very close game, as I said before, but I think Monaco win it 2-1. The next game is Lens versus Nantes. It's 7th versus 14th. Now Lens, they have not been really that good this season. There have been a lot of draws by Lens, and it's really hard for them to get a win. They have lost the last couple of weeks as well, and it's not really looking good for them. They are still very close to those European places, and that is their target. They somehow want to get into those European places, but their performances, like they are not really able to get the job done. They're not really able to finish these games off, and the last 3 or 4 weeks, as I said, they have started losing the games as well. So it is they are not coming in this game, not in a really good form, but they are playing against a known side who are all over the place. Three defeats in their last 5 games, winless in their last 5 games, and it has been a really bad turn off event for them. They are just a point above the relegation zone. I mean, even though they are 14, but it's not that much of a big deal. One a big win from the teams under below, and they could end the weekend in those relegation places. So I think it is a very, very important game for them, and they have to win it. But unfortunately, I just don't see them winning. They have been all over the places. Like they cannot defend, they cannot play good football. They are unable to score goals as well. They are missing open and easy targets. It is catastrophic performances have been coming from unknowns, and they really need to do something very quickly. Otherwise, this could turn out to be a very big problem. It is not looking like a big problem right now because it's just 9 games. But as I keep on saying that losing becomes a habit, and it feels like it has become a habit for Nons at the moment, because they're not really able to do anything, and they're not really able to get out of this situation. And if it keeps on going any longer, I think we could be talking about a big relegation fight, and Nons are going to be in it. In this game, I just don't see them winning, even though Lons have been in a terrible opposition, in a terrible form. This is the sort of game that you expect them to win, and I think that's what the team is going to go with it. That's going to be the mindset. But unfortunately, I don't think they are going to win. I think with the way that both teams are playing at the moment, I just don't see any of them getting the win. The confidence is not there from any of the team, and I think it'll be a draw, and I think it'll be a low scoring draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Lens and Nantes. Now it's Onjor versus PSG. It is a 15th versus a first, and Onjor, like, they are in a really good run at the moment. Their last 4 games, they have been undefeated, 2 draws and 2 wins, and massive wins. I mean, they defeated Monaco last weekend, so they are in a really good form. But they are playing against a PSG side this time who are undefeated in the scene. They are this season they have won 4 of their last 5 games. They are top of the table, and everything is going their way. They did lose in a midweek in the Champions League, so that might have an effect on them, but I just don't see that having that much an effect on them. They are playing as it on Jor. They are gonna be on a real high. They defeated Monaco, and they would hope that they can kill another giant. It's a big David versus Goliath contest, and a couple of weeks ago, if this fixture would have been talked about, everybody would have said that it's going to be an easy win for PSG. But PSG, they themselves know that now it's a big game, because Onjor are on a different level, the mentally and physically, and the confidence is on a whole different level, and PSG are going away as well, so it's going to be a very tough game for PSG. But I still think with the quality that PSG have, and they themselves know that how important it is, they want to maintain that gap between Marseille and Monaco and them. That they have a 6 points gap, and they would love to keep that 6 point gap carry on, and I think that is why and as I said, they have a lot of quality players, and I think they are gonna go ahead and get the win. I think it will be a convincing win as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for the away side. Next one is a big game. It is Nice versus Lille. It is 5th versus a 4th. Two teams who are undefeated in their last 5 games. Lille, they have won twice and drawn 3. Nice, on the other hand, they won 3 times and drawn 2. Both these teams are really fighting for those European places, fighting for that Champions League place, that 4th place in the table, and it is going to be a big game. Both teams are really going to go at it, and the way that both these teams have turned around their season, it is really commendable. It has been the start of the season was not really good for both of them, but both of them have a really comeback, and as I said, they are fighting for that Champions League place. I think it will be a very exciting game filled with goals, and I think but in the end, I don't think any of them are gonna win it. We are gonna get a really good game of football, but we are not gonna get a winner. I think it will be a draw and a high scoring draw. I'm going for a 2-all draw between Nice and Lille. The next game is Ligue versus Reims. It is 17th versus 19th. Ligue finally, they ended their 6-game losing streak. Finally, they won last weekend. It was a huge win for them, because they knew how important it was to get 3 points, because they were getting dragged down in that relegation battle. They are still 17, but now the points gap between them and the teams above them is not that much. Like there are 2-3 teams who are on 10 points, so they know one good result and they will be out of that relegation zone, and the other teams are gonna come back into that relegation zone. So it was a huge win last weekend. They are playing against a Rams side who, like 3 weeks ago, they were at the top three of the table, but right now they are in ninth. Last 3 weeks have been disastrous for them. 3 defeats in a row, and all the confidence has it just feels like it has gone out of the team, and the players really don't know what to do. I think the international break is coming at a very good time for them. They can just go back and regroup and get back to basics and get back on the drawing board, and the manager can work out how he wants to continue the season. But they have to play this game. I think it will be a very interesting game. They know they are going to be full of confidence after last weekend's win, and they know that Rams are struggling. They know they can go ahead and get another target, and I think they are going to be able to do it. I expect goals in this game, and I think Ligue are just going to go ahead and edge it. The interesting thing with Ligue is they have played 10 games, 3 wins and 7 draws. So there is 100% certainty at the moment that you are going to get a result. Either they win or they lose. You are not going to get a draw when Ligue are included. And I think this week they are going to get a win, another win for them. And unfortunately for them, it's going to be a fourth defeat in a row. I'm going for a 2-1 win for the home side. Moving on to the next game, it's a Rennes versus a Toulouse. It is 13th versus a 12th. It's a really big game. Rennes, they got destroyed last weekend by Auxerre, 4-0 win. It was quite a devastating performance. They've just won once in their last 5 games. They've lost 3 out of those 5 games as well. So they are not really in a good form, and they're really struggling. They are playing against a Toulouse side who won last weekend against the Rams. They are now undefeated in their last 3 games. 2 of them are being wins. So they are coming in this game with a lot better form as compared to Rennes, and both of these teams, especially Toulouse, they know if they get this win, they could easily go right into the top 10 at that 7th 8th position. So they would love a win in this game, and they are playing against a Rennes side that, as I say, who are really struggling, and I think Toulouse are really going to take advantage of that and make sure to get those 3 points. Rennes, I think, even though they are at home, I just don't see them getting anything out of this game. They have been really poor this season. They started really good, but they have faltered away, and the last 5 games it has been quite dreadful for them, and I think unfortunately for them it is going to continue. I think Toulouse are going to win it, and I think they are going to win it with the same scoreline that they won last weekend against Rams. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Toulouse. The next game is Montpellier versus Brest. It is 18th versus 11th. Now Montpellier, I really don't know where to start. It has been a disastrous season for them. They have lost their last 6 games. Sorry, it has been a very bad season for them. Nothing is going right for them. They've already sacked their manager. The new manager has come in, but it is still the same. Nothing is working for them. It is still defeat after defeat, and it is. I don't think it is going to stop. They are playing against a Brest side who lost last weekend, but they have sort of they are quite inconsistent. Brest, so you really don't know which Brest is gonna come up, which side of Brest you are going to see on the weekend. But because they are playing against the Montpellier side who are down and out, and they really need a miracle from somewhere, but I don't think they are gonna get a miracle. I think Brest, they have enough quality in them to go ahead and get the job done, and Brest, they themselves know that this is the type of games that they need to win to stay in those in that top 10 finish. They they are still in the Champions League. They are somewhat doing better there as well, so they would want to stay into that top 10 and somehow try to qualify for those European places. And if they really want to do that, they need to win games like this, and I think they are gonna win it. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Brest. And the last game of Ligue this weekend is Lyon versus Saint Etienne. It is 7th versus 16th. Now Lyon, they are undefeated in their last 5 games. They had got a good run of winning games, but for the last couple of weeks it has stopped. They have drawn their last 2 games, and that has sort of brought them back down to 7th. But otherwise they were looking really good into those Champions League places. That is their target. They want to be in that in those Champions League places, and they know these are the type of games that they need to win. They are playing against the Saint Etienne side who are who have won 2 out of their last 5 games. They are still 16. They are struggling. They won last weekend against Strasbourg. It was a really important win for them, but I just don't see their luck continuing this weekend. Lyon, they know how important this game is, and they are at home as well. It is a massive opportunity for them to get those 3 points, so that they don't fall behind from the teams that are above them. It is very tight at the moment for that Champions League and European places, and Lyon know that every single point is valuable, and games like this you have to win, especially when you're at home, and I think they are going to win it. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Lyon. And with that, my predictions are for match day 11 in League are complete. We're going to see at the end of the weekend how many of my predictions are correct and how many of them are, are completely off the rails. So we'll see at the end of the weekend. You guys can play it with me, make your predictions in the comment section below, and in the end we'll see whose predictions are correct, mine or yours. That is it from me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 450 subscribers before the month of November, and so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel grow. Until next time, bye bye.